Hey students, this is the presentation for Mr. Cluff's argumentative paper. I'm going to go through it pretty fast. It's the same thing I did in class, but maybe you missed it or you need to double check on some things. Mr. Cluff's argumentative is very similar to every other argumentative paper you've done. He only requires 3 sources. You're going to want to find more than 3 sources and then just narrow down and just use maybe just 3 sources. When I'm thinking of that, I think I need to find one source that explains what my topic is about, another one that supports my claim, and then one that goes against my claim. So let's keep that in mind as we move forward. You're going to start with the Ridgeline High School homepage, and there is a library link in that little book. When you click on that, it takes you to the library homepage. These buttons can change from time to time, but this middle center button is always going to be there. Now you can get to Utah's online library in other ways, but this one has a hint that you need, because when you click on this button at home, it will put up a paywall for you, and then it's going to ask you, if you're a Utah student, you're going to say yes, of course, and then we'll ask you for a username and password, and that is what those 2 words are. So for right now, online is the username and database is the password. Those do change from time to time, and when they change, I change the button here. So please access through here just to remember what those important words are. When you get into Utah's online library, it's going to look like this. There are several databases that you can use. Please remember to use academic databases for academic work. Gale Reference is a company that knows that students around the world are doing argumentative papers, and so if you click on Gale, it will take you to all of their different databases, and they're all wonderful, but for this assignment you're going to use one of these 2 databases. Global issues are big worldly issues like child slavery and things like that. You're probably going to want to use this opposing viewpoints. These are more social topics that are more applicable for high school students. So if you click on that, it takes you to the Gale in Context Opposing Viewpoints main page. If you already know your topic, you can search it right here in this search bar. However, especially when you're starting, you might not know what topic you want to do. So if you click on the Browse Issues, which is right down here, it will take you to 8 different categories of issues you can choose, so you can narrow it down. If you're really into, science, this would be a really good choice for you. If you're really into politics, here's 200 topics for you. I never quite know what I want to do, so if you go over here, it's all the issues, and it gives you an alphabetical list. This will give you some really good ideas, and there's some things you're going to look at and you're going, why is that a controversial topic? Well, if you click on each one, it will tell you why it becomes a topic. Lots of options here and things that you might not realize were controversial topics. Each one you click on will tell you what the controversy is. I was going through it just trying to come up with a sample, and I came up with online retail, and I thought, what's the controversy there? So when you click on it, you'll get to a basic landing page for online retail. This is an overview article. If I click here, it's a much longer article. This is not, doesn't have one side or the other. It's just telling you what maybe the controversy might be. Very importantly, over here there are 9 viewpoints. Now over here is where you're going to see claims and counterclaims and arguments about it. So that's important to notice. Another thing you're going to want to look for is if they have statistics. Statistics are basically, or infographics I guess would be about the same. This is a statistic article here, and this is the whole article. One of the things that we've noticed with students is sometimes they don't read the article. They just gather all this research and then try and throw a paper together. So if you're tended to do that, you might want to just look more at statistics. So here's the article, the whole article. If I decide maybe I'm going to like it, I don't have to, but please, please, please click on this right here. It'll download it to your Google Drive, and then you'll have access to it automatically. When you do that, it will come with the source citation as well, which is super important. This article is just saying that Amazon has half the market share, so that is the controversy there. Again, download more than just 3 articles into your drive, and then you can delete them later. And they come with everything you need. Sorry. And there it is. It shows up in my drive like this. Everything's there. It doesn't look like it's the right thing, but because it's a chart, it will show up right. So another weird topic that I saw was, well, not weird, but women in politics. But there's something weird about this that I do want to show you. I thought this would be a really great topic to write about, especially since we have the first woman vice president put in yesterday. So I thought, oh, that'd be a really great topic. So I looked at it. Here is a picture of women in politics. Here is the background of women in politics, which would be really, really great. It looks like there's good viewpoints. There are 3 infographics. I don't see, oh, there's some statistics as well. So I clicked on the viewpoints. There's actually 48 of them. I clicked on that and it gives me a list of them. So I'm scanning down thinking, because I don't know what my claim is going to be yet. The Democrats' shameful legacy on crime, Hillary Clinton, and my thought was here is, wow, she's out of politics now. She's still around, but she's gone. Electoral college, that really isn't about women necessarily. So I've not seen a whole lot here, and then I was really worried about how old some of these articles are. 2017, 2017. So right there, I can click and choose to give me from newest to oldest of the 45. So I did. There it is. It's the newest. And there's not a whole lot of change here. The newest article is 2019. The second newest is 2018. The third newest is 2017. And all of these over on the left side were 2017. So as much as I want to write about this and as it's a great topic, I could find other things about women in politics and I could figure it out. But if I want to stay in Utah's online library, this is not a good topic. They need to update it. Yes, they do. But I'm going to back out of this and just not do it. So let's pretend I'm sticking with online research. That is my goal. So I need to find my topic, 3 sources. I've saved more than 3 sources. And then Mr. Cluff really wants you to do annotated bibliography. And you are going to practice this a little bit before you get your final assignment. An annotated bibliography is the same as a works cited page. Bibliography is another word for works cited. But annotated means with notes. So it is basically going to be proof of your research. Remember that you need to prove to Mr. Cluff that you have actually read these articles and that you're using them for the research. This is how it's going to work. It is still a list of citations. It needs to include these things though. A summary, an assessment, and a reflection. Let me show you how it works. If you go outside of Utah's online library, you're going to have to create your own source citation. The Purdue Online Writing Lab is a really good source to help you with this. This is a sample annotated bibliography. It has the 3 paragraphs. It has everything we're going to talk about in a minute. This menu over here also talks about argument papers, and it will also help you find how to do a works cited page or the source citation. I will also help you with that. So, but the Purdue's OWL is something you're going to use for the rest of your academic career. So, your annotated bibliography is going to look like this. It's going to have whatever your subject is. Mine's online retail, quote, and annotated bibliography. The rules for this are really tight. You may have done this before in your 9th grade class. You need to do it exactly with the rules. After you have your title page, your title up at the top, you're going to copy and paste that citation. That's the easy part. Then you're going to include an annotation that includes 3 things. It's going to include a summary, which is just in your own words, what's the main part of the article, what does it cover? Tell me whether it's useful, reliable, or biased. This purple section is probably the easiest section. You can do that in 2 sentences. And a reflection, this is where the writer's journal comes in. How is this fitting into your project? What are you thinking? This is the section you're going to say, I thought this, or I never knew this, or I'm going to do this a little bit differently from now on. So there they are, parts of the annotation. I'm going to throw them down here in the corner, and then I'm going to show you how it looks. Online retail and annotated bibliography. I copy and paste the black parts right here. This is just the MLA citation. I didn't do any thinking here. I just pulled it right off my Google Drive where I saved the article. Green, this is the summary part. I'm telling Mr. Cluff what this article is about. So you can read that yourself. This is just a brief summary. Notice it's like 4 sentences long. It's not copied and pasted. It's my own words for just, here's what the article is about. Second thing is my evaluation. Again, this is super easy. if this is a reputable source. You can say that almost every time because I pulled it from Utah's online library. However, this is the overview article, so I'm going to say it's outlining the issue without bias and presenting both sides. That won't always be the case. Sometimes it will be a biased article, but it's still reputable, okay? And finally, here's what I'm thinking about it. The red section is, as an introductory article, I will use this information to establish background before I make the claim and offer counterclaims. That kind of sounds weird. That isn't rewritten really well, but hey, this article presents great background about the history of online sales. I'm going to use this as background, okay? That's my whole thing. Another one, second article I found is about Amazon's growing Prime focus and that they're using it to target poor people. So I had never thought about this, this is one that's actually arguing. They're arguing that the online giant is dooming the customers with high interest rates. They're making them use their credit cards, and Amazon can sometimes be a higher priced compared to Walmart, but because they have such a market share in online. Anyway, that's what it's about. Here's my thoughts about the evaluation of the article. I noticed that it was published by the Washington Post, which is considered a very reputable news source. And I noticed that they interviewed a variety of sources. So they interviewed a lot of people. So that adds to the reputation of the writers. And finally, this article really made me think, and it actually gave me my real claim that online sales make overspending too easy. So I'm going to talk about, there's my claim right here. We need to control online sales for poor people because it makes it too easy. I had not considered about how their credit card, their exclusive credit card, makes that issue so much better. So again, I'm communicating to Mr. Cluff, here's what I'm thinking while I'm learning this. Okay, I'm going to keep doing that again and again. You have to do it 3 times. If you use more than 3 sources, you need to do it as many times as for the sources that you use. But you have to do it at least 3 times. When you're all done, this is what it's going to look like. Now it's color-coded still. I'll show you the real one in a minute. This is centered, my title, annotated bibliography, copied and paste part, and 1, 2, 3 paragraphs. Now, we've been spending your whole life telling you to indent paragraphs. We don't indent paragraphs here. This is a hanging indent. There's no extra spaces. It's all double spaced. Whoops. And sometimes I want to put an extra space right here and show, look, here's my first one, here's my second one. That's why this is a hanging indent. I can see it's in alphabetical order, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, O, and then my third one starts with a Z, maybe. So it's going to look like this. When I do it in black, regular, obviously, this is what it's going to look like. It's hard to see that there are really 3 paragraphs there, but I have a hard return here and I start a new paragraph. I just don't indent. So 1, 2, 3 paragraphs with my summary, my statement of credibility, and my personal reflection on that. And that is what it's going to look like when I hand it in with 3 sources. Okay? If you have any questions, please come see me in the library. Please email me. Of course, Mr. Cluff can help you as well. I hope this has been useful for you. Good luck.